Hey, what's up, guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Marvel Legends Marvel Studios Werewolf by Night Disney Plus series Man-Thing. This one had some controversy around it. I have the last Man-Thing that I've gotten from Hasbro, so I'm going to compare the two of them for sure. But I gotta say, some of the changes over here look pretty sweet already. I do like the packaging. Just says Marvel Legends series on the side. Very simple right here. But on the back, you get a nice image of the Werewolf by Night Marvel Studios Disney Plus series right there. It would be nice to get a Werewolf by Night. Nice product shot right there in black and white, except for the eyes. And then on the top, it says Werewolf by Night. Not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. And if you're trying to get your Marvel Legends, you can do so.
Big, big, big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here is the new Man-Thing out of the packaging. And I really do appreciate the added details with this figure. It does look very cool. I really like the head sculpt a lot. However, I will say, in comparison with the comic-based Build-A-Figure Man-Thing, I don't know if I would call this particular figure an upgrade when comparing to that one. They're two different options, but I don't know. We'll get into comparing the figures in a minute, see which one I think is better. But first, let's get a closer look at this guy. So when I first got the figure, I'm looking at the head sculpt, and I think it looks awesome. And I still think it looks awesome. I really like it a lot. There's nice color variation with the green. You can see we have a lighter green and banging in the background because of the construction still. It'll be going on for a while, I'm sorry. But anyway, the eyes look really good. The green over the green looks awesome. And you have some nice vines painted brown here as well, so you could see those, but not everything is painted. And I don't know what the heck. Oh, that's a little leaf. There's nice little details to look at throughout over here, and you could see these little vine beard pieces right here. I'm gonna call them the vine beards, which look great. I think this is great how they got these little tiny pieces painted, but not everything got that treatment. And there's parts where it looks especially blank, and it's kind of frustrating, to be honest with you. And I'm not just trying to find stuff to get mad at or anything, because it's like you look in really closely right here. You get a whole daisy painted. Like every leaf on this daisy is painted with immaculate detail. That is great. But there's so much that is left out. There's so much blank spots throughout on this thing that doesn't get that kind of treatment. So you get into this weird thing of like, ooh, look at the little detail I did. And then you look real close and that one detail looks great, but then there's all kinds of other details that just aren't there. I just wish they could have gone harder with capturing more details throughout on this thing. I would say I would probably customize this, but I just don't have the time to do it. The back doesn't look terrible, except for me just wishing there was more paint. We have some paint on these vines. And this is a new back, which is cool. I wish this little stump right here had the brown treatment, because it's obviously a little tree stump piece. These mushrooms right here on these new shoulders, while sculpted all right, they're just not painted well. It's just sloppy. I don't like how that came out. I'm glad that they're painted at all, but I wish they were painted correctly, having all that green seeping through there. We have these reused arms that do have a little bit of a lighter shade of green over them, so that's neat. The hands look pretty good. They have a little bit of brown on them, you know, but not all of it, just some of it. Only some, and that's just very frustrating. Yeah, you have two of these open hands right here, and then you have two fist hands, which, again, some of the vines are painted, mostly not. So again, it's just a bit of a frustration. And these are new hands, which is kind of cool. You can see the chest plate right there is painted, which is great. I mean, the parts that are painted look good. The parts that look flat, they do look very flat. Especially when you bust out the older one and you can see the wash throughout the whole figure. So the wash throughout the whole figure really does help, but I like these details. I want this figure to have this stuff. I want a combination of both of these figures in one, basically. I don't necessarily think this one's incredibly better. I do like this head sculpt a lot, though, too. I also really like this one. I really like both the heads the same, and I like the bodies the same. really, because this one doesn't have any of those little details. It's all kind of like a generic wash over it, which fills the whole thing in nicely because there's no real bald spots. There's parts where there's highlights, you get nails painted, but this one has little details throughout. Now, these mushrooms don't look nearly as bad. There's little bits of paint missing over here, but that doesn't bother me as much right over there. I'm just kind of wishing that we had a combination of the two. You can see the color change right here with the hip joint and the leg. That's not pretty. I don't like that. So if it had a wash throughout where they didn't paint it, that would have been better. And then you do not have the toenails painted. This one you did have the toenails painted. So I just wish they upped the budget for this thing. You know, I wish they just put more money into this figure because it would have just come across a whole lot better if they did. So unfortunately, I don't feel like the articulation on this figure is much of an upgrade either. You can get the head to look up. It's just on a dumbbell joint here. So you get that range of movement where he can look up and outward, and then you could get his ball ticklers moving downward just that far. How lucky for him. And you could twist this way, that way, and rotate like that. No butterfly joints, which would have been nice for him picking up people and roasting them. That would have been great, but no, you can't. And then you can move these shoulders outward. The scuffage that I talked about, or the sloppiness, did not come from me moving the shoulder outward, by the way. This side actually did come out a whole lot cleaner, so I wish the right side looked as clean as the left. That's basically the biggest gripe. I wish I had zoomed in earlier, but you can see that right now, that this side does look a lot cleaner. And then you get the bicep swivel. You get a single jointed elbow, and then the wrist turns side to side, hinge up and down. U-joint right there, moves back, waist cut, and then the hips move outward. I feel like these hips are a little on the flimsy side. He is a top-heavy figure, and you can move the legs. You have to kind of splay him outward away from this swampy loincloth right over here, so you have to move him outward some. And then you can move back a little bit, upper thigh cut at the mushrooms, and then you get the double jointed knees, and then the ankles move down, they move up. He has beautiful ankle pivot. I really wish he had a calf swivel. That hurts the figure when just trying to get him, and even the simplest of walking poses, it's just kind of tricky. I really wish he had some calf swivel. The old Toy Biz one did. Now to measure out the height of this Man-Thing figure, you can see he's at about 8.5 inches tall, maybe 8.25. Now for your Man-Thing comparison, you can see we have the Toy Biz Man-Thing, and then here's the Build-A-Figure from Hasbro from a few years back. And Toy Biz did do what I wish they had done over here, which is a combination of giving the figure a wash and painting out some of the details. However, I will say you do get a lot more details with this one out of the three, for sure. And you can even see from over here, those details do pop. For some, looking back from over here, the lack of a wash on the rest of it may not bother you at all. For me, I still see it and kind of wish it was there. It irks me some, but when you get farther and farther away from anything, you capture less details, so that kind of goes without saying. Let's do a head swap just to see. And you know what? That is satisfying. This right here actually this one may be my favorite one. This is a great combination. You can see the vines painted over there. You get that detail painted on it. Maybe the head looks too big. I don't know, but this one's not looking too bad either. Yeah, but I don't know. Geez, it's hard to say, man. It's a matter of preference. At this moment while recording, the verdict is still out over here, but that is kind of cool. And while I still have all three figures out here, I wanted to try this little trick. I saw MCU Collector do something. He did a black and white version. I thought that was a cool idea because with this going on, you could kind of see the details in the sculpt a little bit more. And then here's Man-Thing next to, which is probably my favorite Mattel DC Multiverse figure. We have Swamp Thing. And this was an SDCC exclusive, and it was not cheap. But look at all the detail right there, man. You got all the vines painted, all the daisies painted, all the mushrooms painted, and you have multiple green colors weaving in and out of the figure over here. This looks awesome. I wish we'd gotten this kind of treatment over here. I think this was like $60 when I first got it. Then here's Man-Thing next to the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Swamp Thing variant. And you can see this one has the combination of some of the details being painted. We have vines painted over here with green. Then we have a couple other different colors of green mixed in and out throughout on this figure. I really do like the paint job on this one a lot. It doesn't have as many unique things like the mushrooms or daisies painted on it, but this is really, really cool. I do like this. And then I could really make my point with a foot comparison. Yeah, You can see just way more paint on those feet. There's a new Man-Thing figure next to the Marvel Legends Toy Biz box set Werewolf by Night figure. And damn it, Hasbro, you gotta give us a new Werewolf by Night comic version or Disney Plus version. I don't really care. Either way, you gotta make a new one. Then here's Man-Thing. Next to your average 6-inch scale figure, we have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Ooh, green guy. Oh, and I've been going through this migraine. It really hurts so bad. Do you think you can give me a little head massage, huh? Please? Please? Oh, how nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to poke this video by hitting that like button. And then if you really enjoyed this video and you don't want to miss out on my future content, make sure you use that index finger to go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. And I am super happy to have this in hand and talk about it for a review, but at the same time, as a customer, just as a Marvel Legends collector, I am a little disappointed. Now, it doesn't look as bad with the lack of detail and everything when you do look a little further away, but as soon as you pick up the figure, you feel it. You look at it and you go like, ah, that's a bit blank. There's too many blank spots on it, and it wouldn't stand out so much if they didn't have so many cool little details going throughout on top of it. You know, like, even it would have been nice if they were able to paint some of the vines and the inside of the elbow joints. That would have been cool too. I mean, the figure just needs twice as much paint, I think, for it to be a truly awesome figure. The head sculpt is the best part of it. The head sculpt I'm thinking of just using on the Build-A-Figure. That, I think, might be my favorite look for this figure. So overall, I don't think it is an upgrade. I do think it's just a different choice of Man-Thing. There you go. This sounds kind of, yeah, quote me on that. Different choice of Man-Thing. But for real, it's like, I don't think one is better than the other. I think they're around the same. I don't see the new one as an upgrade, even though I wish I did. And because of that, at around the $40 price point, I'm going to give this new Man-Thing figure a Sun rating of...
It's not too bad.
And it's not terrible. It's just not what I had hoped it would be. It's just not that next level Man-Thing. I want to know what you guys think. Share your thoughts down below. I will read your comments. And if you want to follow me over on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on whatnot. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face,